Welcome to Zukkun Knows. For decades, television was the center of the world. It told us what to think, what to wear, what to buy. But then came YouTube, a platform where anyone could be a broadcaster. No gatekeepers, no fixed schedule, just pure internet energy. So, did YouTube really kill TV? Or is television still alive and quietly dominating in ways we don't see? Let's compare. 1. Reach and viewership. TV still reaches billions globally, especially older audiences. But YouTube reaches over 2.5 billion monthly users and dominates screen time for Gen Z and millennials. In 2025, the average Gen Z user spends over 60 minutes per day on YouTube. 2. Content-controlled TV is run by studios, producers, and networks. YouTube ? It's the Wild West. Anyone with a phone can become a creator. But with that freedom comes chaos, misinformation, copyright issues, and burnout. 3rd. Quality versus quantity. TV has budgets, writers, teams. It produces polished content, news, drama, sports. YouTube has volume, billions of videos. Some are trash, some are genius, most are somewhere in between. 4. Money in advertising. TV ad revenue is still massive, over $130 billion globally in 2024. But YouTube is catching up fast, hitting over $44 billion in ad revenue in 2023 alone. Brands are moving online, especially to influencer marketing. 5. Influence and culture. TV shaped 20th century culture. Friends, CNN, Super Bowl ads. YouTube shapes today. Memes, viral trends, niche subcultures. It's where movements start and personalities rise. 6. Flexibility and access. TV is fixed, scheduled. YouTube is on demand, mobile, and algorithmically tailored. People want content that fits their time, not the other way around. 7. Who's watching? Older audiences still watch TV, especially news and sports, but younger generations are gone. For Gen Z, YouTube is TV. 8. Platform-powered TV networks operate in silos: NBC, NHK, BBC. YouTube is global, unified, and cross-cultural. Its algorithm transcends borders. 9. Creator economy. TV employs stars and professionals. YouTube launched the creator economy. Now, anyone can make a living from views, subs, and sponsorships. As of 2025, over 400,000 channels earn money through the YouTube Partner Program. 10th, final verdict, who won? If we're talking raw power, TV still has money and structure. But if we're talking relevance, reach, and the future, YouTube won the hearts. It's where the next generation lives, learns, laughs, and leads. Thanks for watching Zukkun Knows. TV shaped the past. YouTube is shaping the now and the next. Stick around. And don't forget to subscribe for more battles that define the digital age. Welcome to Zukkun Knows. For over a decade, Twitter was the town square of the internet. Hashtags, viral debates, political movements, all happened there first. But in 2022, Elon Musk bought Twitter. In 2023, he renamed it X. The blue bird died. Was it evolution or execution? Let's break down how Twitter fell apart and what took its place. 1. What was Twitter? Twitter was a social media platform launched in 2006. Users could post short messages, called tweets, limited to 140 characters, later 280. It was built for real-time updates, public conversations, and global reach. It wasn't just another app. It became a digital town square, where politicians announced policies, celebrities feuded, activists organized, and memes spread like wildfire. Twitter had cultural power far beyond its user base. 2. Who is Elon Musk? Elon Musk is a billionaire entrepreneur known for Tesla, SpaceX, and bold, chaotic decisions. In 2022, he bought Twitter for $44 billion. His reason? He believed Twitter was censoring too much, especially conservative voices, and said he wanted to restore it as a true platform for free speech. This came after Twitter banned former U.S. President Donald Trump in 2021, following the Capitol riot. Musk argued that Twitter had become too biased and that it was time to bring back free speech for all. But after the purchase, things got weird. 3. The rebrand to X. In mid-2023, Musk changed Twitter's name to X. The logo, the bird, the word tweet, gone. He called it part of his vision to build an everything app. But to most users, it felt like erasing history. 4. The culture collapse. After the rebrand, moderation rules loosened. Many users left, others stayed, but the vibe shifted. Twitter/X became noisier, harsher, and often less fun. 5. The rise of the impression zombie. To boost engagement, X started paying creators based on views, but that backfired. People began posting outrageous, meaningless, or copied content just to get impressions. These impression zombies flooded timelines. 6. Verified chaos. The blue check, once a mark of credibility, was now for sale. Anyone could buy it. This led to impersonation, scams, and confusion about who was legit. 7. The algorithm problem. X's algorithm now boosts posts with paid promotion and polarizing content. Quality conversations get buried. Sensationalism wins over substance. 8. The competitors rise. As X declined, other platforms grew. Threads by Meta, a more positive Twitter alternative. Blue Sky, decentralized and open source. Mastodon, community-driven and niche. None replaced Twitter entirely, but all chipped away at its influence. 9. The brand is broken. Twitter had identity. X is abstract. It lost the bird, the soul, the magic. In 2025, many still call it Twitter, out of habit or nostalgia. 10. The legacy of the bird Elon didn't just change the app. He changed what it meant to speak online. Some say he freed it, others say he broke it. Either way, the bird is gone. Thanks for watching Zukkun Knows. Rest in peace, little bird. We still remember your tweets. Stick around, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories from the graveyard of the internet. Welcome to Zukkun Knows. We use computers and smartphones every day. But how do they actually work? Not just apps or internet, but deep down, inside the machine. Today, we're going to explain computers in a way that anyone, even a kid, can understand. No tech jargon, no assumptions. Just real, clear answers. 1. What is a computer? A computer is a machine that processes information. It takes input, like a tap or click, follows instructions, and gives you an output, like a screen changing or a sound playing. From video games to cameras, it's all just input, process, output. 2. Everything starts with electricity. Computers don't think. They follow instructions using electricity. Electricity flows like tiny rivers through circuits. When the electricity flows, it means on 1. When it doesn't, it means off, 0. That's the basic language, 1 and 0. 3. 0 and 1, the language of computers. This language is called binary. Everything on your screen, photos, music, words, is just long patterns of ones and zeros. For example, the letter A is stored as 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. The emoji smile has a binary code too, just much longer. Even this sentence is just billions of switches turning on and off. 4. Transistors, the tiny switches. The switches are called transistors. They are made from a material called silicon, a kind of purified sand that controls electricity. Each transistor acts like a tiny light switch, turning on and off super fast. Modern CPUs have billions of them, etched onto a thin, square chip smaller than a fingernail. These chips are made in clean rooms by machines that use lasers and chemicals to carve microscopic circuits into layers of silicon. 5. The CPU, the thinking machine. CPU stands for Central Processing Unit. It's like a super fast factory worker. It reads instructions and makes decisions millions of times per second. Inside, it's just billions of transistors wired together in patterns that let it do logic, math, and decisions. The whole thing is built onto a square silicon chip, wrapped in a ceramic or plastic package with tiny metal pins on the bottom. These connect the CPU to the rest of the computer. 6. The memory. The desk RAM stands for Random Access Memory. It's like a desk for the CPU. Random access means the CPU can quickly read or write any part of the memory without flipping through everything like a book. It holds the stuff you're working on right now. It's fast but temporary. If you turn off the power, everything on the desk is gone. Most modern RAM is a type called DRAM. The D stands for dynamic, which means the data inside needs to be constantly refreshed. DRAM stores ones and zeros using tiny capacitors and transistors. Each bit of memory is made from these microscopic parts, tens of millions of them on a single chip. A capacitor is like a tiny bucket that stores electrical charge. If it has charge, it's a 1. If it doesn't, it's a 0. But the charge leaks away quickly, so the system has to refresh it constantly to keep the data alive. That's why it's called dynamic memory. 7. Storage. The bookshelf. Storage keeps things even when the power is off. There are two main types. HDD equals hard disk drive, uses spinning metal disks like mini records with a tiny needle that reads and writes magnetically. Hard means the disk is physically solid and stiff, unlike older floppy or tape drives that were soft and bendable. SSD equals solid-state drive, has no moving parts, stores data using flash memory and tiny switches that trap electricity. Solid-state means it's built entirely from solid electronic parts, with no motors or spinning parts inside. SSDs are faster and quieter, while HDDs are cheaper and good for big storage. Inside an SSD, it uses floating gate transistors to trap electrons. It's like writing in invisible ink that stays until you erase it. 8. Other parts that matter. A computer has many other parts too. Motherboard connects all the pieces. Power supply sends electricity. Cooling fans prevent overheating. Sensors and wireless chips manage Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and more. All these are built from tiny electronic parts soldered onto circuit boards. 9. Code becomes action. Apps and games are written in code. Sets of instructions. These instructions are turned into ones and zeros that the CPU can understand. That's how a button tap becomes a video, a sound, or a message. 10. Summary. Not magic, just logic. Computers are not magic. They're just machines that use electricity, silicon, and logic to follow instructions. From CPUs to memory to storage, it's all tiny parts doing massive teamwork. Thanks for watching Zukkun Knows. Stick around and don't forget to subscribe for more How It Actually Works stories. Welcome to Zukkun Knows. Everyone's talking about quantum computers. They're supposed to be millions of times faster than regular ones. They could break encryption, transform science, even rewrite the rules of reality. But what the heck is a quantum computer? And how is it different from the computer you're using right now? Let's break it down, step by step. 1. What's a normal computer? A normal computer uses bits. Each bit is either a 0 or 1. Millions of these bits work together to represent numbers, letters, pictures, everything. They are stored using tiny switches called transistors that are either on or off. 2. How is quantum different? Quantum computers use qubits instead of bits. And here's the weird part. A qubit can be 0 and 1 at the same time. This is called superposition. Imagine flipping a coin and it stays spinning in midair. That's a qubit. 3. Why is that powerful? Because with every added qubit, the computer gets exponentially more powerful. 3 bits can hold one value at a time out of 8 possible combinations, 2 to the power of 3. But 3 quantum bits, qubits, can hold all 8 combinations at the same time. Here's the wild part. Even if you had millions of qubits, the time it takes to process them doesn't grow the same way it does in a normal computer. That's because quantum computers use superposition to try all combinations at the same time. So even mind-blowingly large calculations, like breaking a huge encryption key, could, in theory, happen in seconds instead of years. 4. Entanglement. The quantum-linked qubits can also be entangled. That means changing one can instantly affect the other, even if they're far apart. It's a weird, spooky connection that Einstein called spooky action at a distance. 5. What can it do? Quantum computers aren't good at everything, but they can solve very specific problems. Way faster, cracking complex encryption, modeling molecules for new drugs, optimizing huge systems like airline schedules or factory logistics. 6. Can it break encryption? Yes, and that's the scary part. Most of today's online security, like credit cards, bank logins, and Bitcoin, uses a system called RSA encryption. A normal computer would take trillions of years to break it. A quantum computer, in theory, minutes. 7. So why don't we have one yet? Quantum computers are really hard to build. Qubits are fragile. They need to be super cold, near absolute zero, and protected from noise. One wrong move and the whole calculation collapses. 8. Who's building them? Big tech companies and governments are racing to build them. Google, IBM, Microsoft, China's national lab, startups like Rigetti and IonQ. But as of 2025, we're still in the early stages. The most advanced machines have only a few hundred stable qubits. 9. Will they replace my laptop? Nope. Not anytime soon. Quantum computers are like rocket engines. They're great for very specific missions, but terrible for day-to-day stuff. Your laptop is safe. 10. Final thought. Quantum computing isn't magic, but it's close. It's a new kind of logic based on physics most of us don't encounter. And if we figure it out, it could change everything from medicine to math. But here's the catch. Quantum computers won't be in everyone's hands. They'll be expensive, rare, and controlled by the few. So the real challenge isn't just building them, it's making sure the power they bring doesn't widen the gap between the powerful and the rest of us. Thanks for watching Zukkun Knows. Stick around, and don't forget to subscribe for more mind-blowing tech explained simply. Welcome to Zukkun Knows. You've probably heard quantum computers will break everything. But what does that actually mean for crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, blockchain? Can quantum computing really destroy them? Let's find out. 1. What is blockchain, really? At its core, a blockchain is a special kind of database. It stores data in blocks, and each block is connected, or chained, to the previous one. Every change is recorded. Nothing can be edited or erased. This creates trust without needing a central authority. 2. How does it stay secure? Blockchains are secured by cryptography, math-based locks. Each user has a private key, a secret password, and a public key used to receive data. Only the private key can unlock the funds or sign a transaction. 3. Quick intro, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin, BTC, is the first and most famous cryptocurrency. It's a digital form of money, no banks involved. Ethereum, ETH, is also a cryptocurrency, but it's more like a digital platform. It allows you to run apps and smart contracts, programs that run on blockchain. We'll cover both in detail in future episodes. For now, just know, they both rely on cryptography. 4th, why quantum matters. Classical computers can't easily guess private keys. It would take billions of years. But quantum computers, they use superposition and entanglement to try billions of guesses at once. Suddenly breaking crypto becomes possible. 5. What can quantum break? Quantum computers could destroy 2 key protections: public key encryption, used to lock your crypto, digital signatures, used to prove your identity. That means someone with a powerful enough quantum computer could steal your funds, forge your identity, rewrite transaction history, 6. How close are we? As of 2025, quantum computers can't break blockchain. Yet, the best machines have a few hundred qubits, but experts estimate you'd need millions or of qubits to crack Bitcoin or Ethereum. Still, the race is on, and once it happens, it'll happen fast. 7. What is post-quantum crypto? Developers are working on quantum-resistant cryptography, new locks that even quantum computers can't easily break. There are several types being explored. Lattice-based cryptography, currently the most promising. Hash-based signatures, code-based systems. The idea is to replace the current encryption systems like ECDSA and RSA with these quantum-proof versions. Ethereum developers are testing ZKS, NARKS, and quantum-safe signatures. Bitcoin could use a protocol upgrade or hard fork in the future. Another big step, moving coins from older wallets to new addresses that support safer key formats. Governments, banks, and blockchain projects are all racing to stay ahead of the threat, and testing is already underway. 8. Can blockchain survive? Yes, if it evolves. Bitcoin and Ethereum could upgrade their cryptographic systems. It won't be easy, but it's possible. 9. What should you worry about? If you hold crypto, the real risk is this. Your old wallet might be unsafe in the future. Hackers could target stored public keys on the blockchain. In other words, the coins you haven't touched in years might be the most vulnerable. 10. Final thought. Quantum computers won't kill blockchain overnight, but they are coming, and we need to prepare before someone uses them to break the system. Thanks for watching Zukkun Knows. Subscribe to stay ahead of the future and the threats that come with it. Welcome to Zukkun Knows. Have you ever seen a monkey do something eerily human? From opening bottles to showing empathy, some monkeys seem like tiny versions of us. But why is that? And just how close are we, really? Let's find out. 1. Our closest relatives, humans and monkeys, share a common ancestor. We didn't evolve from monkeys, but we evolved alongside them. Chimpanzees, for example, share about 98.8% of our DNA. That's closer than mice are to rats. This genetic similarity explains why their behaviors can seem so familiar. They hug, kiss, and even throw tantrums, just like us. 2. Tool use in the wild. Tool use was once thought to be uniquely human. But researchers have observed chimpanzees using sticks to fish for termites. Capuchin monkeys crack nuts using rocks. Even orangutans use leaves as makeshift gloves or umbrellas. This shows not just intelligence, but creativity. 3. Emotional intelligence. Monkeys can mourn their dead. They show grief, comfort each other, and even hold funerals. In one case, a mother monkey carried her dead baby for days, unable to let go. These behaviors suggest a deep emotional world, one that echoes our own. 4th, social hierarchies and politics. Primate societies are complex. There are leaders, alliances, betrayals, and power struggles. In some species, high-ranking monkeys have more mating opportunities and better food. Sound familiar? Even grooming isn't just for hygiene, it's political. I groom you today, you back me up tomorrow. 5. Language and communication. Monkeys don't speak, but they do communicate. Some have specific alarm calls for snakes, eagles, or leopards. Others use gestures, facial expressions, or even laughter. In fact, some monkeys laugh when tickled, just like human babies. 6. The mirror test and self-awareness. The mirror test measures self-recognition. Great apes like chimpanzees, bonobos, and orangutans often pass it. They recognize themselves and even inspect parts of their body using mirrors. This shows a sense of self, something once thought exclusive to humans. 7. Brain structure and intelligence. Monkeys have highly developed neocortexes, the part of the brain responsible for decision-making, emotions, and social behavior. The bigger the group size, the larger the neocortex tends to be. It's called the social brain hypothesis. The need to navigate complex relationships may have driven their brain evolution. 8. Culture in the animal kingdom. Yes, monkeys have culture. Young monkeys learn behaviors from elders, like using tools or washing food. Different groups have different traditions passed down through generations. It's not just instinct, it's learned. That's culture. 9. Are we just smart monkeys? In many ways, yes. Our advanced language, technology, and civilizations may seem like a leap, but they're built on the same foundation: social living, emotional intelligence, and problem solving. The more we study monkeys, the more we realize we're not so different. 10. The future of primate research. As AI and neuroscience advance, scientists hope to decode even more about monkey cognition. Can we teach them language? Understand their thoughts? More importantly, how should we treat them? If monkeys are this intelligent, what do we owe them? Thanks for watching Zukkun Knows. If you enjoyed this deep dive into our primate cousins, stick around for more. And hey, maybe hit that subscribe button before the monkeys do it first. Welcome to Zukkun Knows. Imagine a creature with 9 brains, blue blood, and the ability to vanish into thin water. Sounds like science fiction, right? But it's real, and it's living in our oceans. Let's take a deep dive into the weird and wonderful world of the octopus. 1. What makes octopuses so weird? Octopuses don't just look strange, they are strange. They have 3 hearts, blue blood, and the ability to change both color and texture in milliseconds. They can regrow limbs, squeeze through coin-sized holes, and taste with their suckers. If aliens landed tomorrow and looked like octopuses, we'd probably just nod and say, yeah, that checks out. 2. The alien-like body. First, their bodies are unlike anything else on Earth. No bones, no shell, just a sack of muscles and intelligence. Their arms operate semi-independently, with each arm containing its own cluster of neurons. That's right, each arm can think on its own. This decentralized nervous system is almost alien in itself. 3 hearts and blue blood. Most animals have 1 heart. Octopuses have 3. 2 pump blood to the gills, 1 to the rest of the body. And their blood? It's blue because it's based on copper, hemocyanin, instead of iron, hemoglobin. This makes them better suited to cold, low-oxygen waters. Why did this evolve? Because hemocyanin performs better than hemoglobin in such environments. Copper-based blood remains efficient even when oxygen is scarce and temperatures are low, like in the deep sea. Science fiction? No, just evolution. The 9-brain network. Technically, octopuses have 1 central brain and 8 mini-brains, 1 for each arm. This distributed intelligence allows them to multitask like no other animal. While 1 arm explores a crevice, another may be defending against a predator, and a third might be stealing food. It's like having a team of brains all working together in real time. 5. Masters of disguise. Octopuses are camouflage experts. They can change color, pattern, and even texture to blend into any background. This is thanks to special skin cells called chromatophores, iridophores, and leucophores. Some species even mimic other animals, like sea snakes or flatfish. If you've seen an octopus vanish before your eyes, you know the magic is real. 6. The escape artists. Put an octopus in a sealed jar, and it will probably open it. Put it in an aquarium, and it might escape overnight. Octopuses are legendary for their problem-solving skills and curiosity. One famous case involved an octopus that regularly escaped its tank, snuck into a neighboring one to eat fish, and returned before morning. If that's not alien intelligence, what is? 7. Problem-solving and play. They open jars, navigate mazes, and use tools. They've been observed using coconut shells and rocks as shelters. Some even play with objects just for fun, a trait usually associated with higher mammals like dolphins or humans. This suggests not just intelligence, but sentience. 8. A short but brilliant life. Here's the tragic twist. Most octopuses live less than 2 years. Despite their intelligence, they burn bright and die young. After mating, many species undergo a form of programmed death. Why such brilliance only to vanish so soon? It's a mystery evolution hasn't fully explained. 9. The alien theory. Some scientists have suggested that octopuses are so strange, their origins might not be entirely Earth-based. This is called panspermia, the idea that life's building blocks came from space. In 2018, a paper even proposed that octopus genes may have come from extraterrestrial viruses. Mainstream science doesn't accept this, but the fact that it's even a conversation says a lot. 10. So, are they aliens? Probably not. But they might be the closest thing we'll ever meet. Their intelligence, appearance, and biology are so far from the norm that they challenge our definition of what Earth life can be. In a way, octopuses remind us that alien life might not be out there. It might already be here, just in a different form. Thanks for watching Zukkun Knows. If you like this deep-sea mystery, don't forget to subscribe, because who knows what other aliens are hiding in plain sight. Welcome to Zukkun Knows. What if I told you that some people eat cats, or dolphins, or people? In today's episode, we're going to explore 10 real animals that humans around the world eat. Some shocking, some normal, and some downright controversial. Let's dig in. 1. Guinea pig, the delicacy of the Andes. In countries like Peru, Ecuador, and Bolivia, guinea pigs, called cuy, are not pets but prized dishes. They've been eaten for centuries, often roasted whole for special occasions. To Western eyes, it may seem cruel, but in the Andes, it's tradition. 2. Dog, a companion or cuisine. In parts of South Korea, China, and Vietnam, dog meat has long been a cultural delicacy. It's believed to bring warmth or health benefits, but growing global pressure and internal activism are changing this practice, especially among younger generations. Still, it remains one of the most controversial animal-based traditions in the world. 3. Cat, taboo but not unheard of. Yes, even cats are eaten in some regions. In parts of southern China and historically in parts of Europe during wartime, cats have appeared on menus. It's extremely rare today, but it reminds us how survival, culture, and history shape what we call food. 4. Horse, power on the plate. In France, Japan, Kazakhstan, and parts of Canada, horse meat is consumed regularly. It's lean, rich in protein, and has a surprisingly tender flavor. To some, eating horse is no different than eating beef. To others, it's unthinkable. 5. Frog, amphibian appetizers. Frog legs are considered a delicacy in France, China, and many Southeast Asian countries. Crispy on the outside, tender inside. They're said to taste like chicken. The frog is small, but its culinary reach is global. 6. Snake, a slithering snack. In China, Thailand, and even parts of the southern U.S., snake meat is eaten for its supposed medicinal benefits. It's high in protein and low in fat. Python soup, cobra wine. There's a whole culinary world for the brave. 7. Insects, future food. Over 2 billion people worldwide eat insects regularly. Crickets, beetles, larvae. They're packed with protein and require fewer resources than livestock. Insects are being promoted as a sustainable solution to world hunger. Still grossed out? Maybe it's time to evolve. 8. Whale. Between culture and controversy, countries like Japan, Norway, and Iceland still hunt whales, citing tradition and sustainability. Whale meat is fatty, dense, and often polarizing. While international criticism grows, locals defend it as cultural heritage. It's one of the most heated food debates on the planet. 9. Octopus, the ethical dilemma. Octopuses are eaten worldwide, in Japan, Spain, Korea, and beyond. But here's the twist. They're incredibly intelligent. They solve puzzles, recognize faces, and even escape aquariums. Eating them poses an ethical question. If it's this smart, should we? 10. Human. Yes, really, throughout history, cannibalism has occurred in many forms. Ritualistic, some Pacific Island cultures. Survival-based, like the Donner Party in 1840s America. criminal, serial killers like Jeffrey Dahmer. Even today, cases exist in extreme conditions. It's the ultimate taboo, but also a reminder that food is more about context than we'd like to admit. Thanks for watching Zukkun Knows. Next time you sit down for a meal, remember, what's strange to you might be normal somewhere else. And what's normal to you might shock the rest of the world. If that made you think twice, don't forget to subscribe. Welcome to Zukkun Knows. Let me be honest, I love meat. Steak, chicken, bacon. Yes, please. I think food should be fun and delicious, but not everyone agrees. Today, we're diving into the world of veganism. Why do some people give up meat entirely? Is it just a trend or the future? 1. What is veganism? Veganism means avoiding all animal products, meat, dairy, eggs, even honey. It's not just a diet, it's a philosophy. Many vegans believe that using animals for food, clothing, or entertainment is morally wrong. Some do it for health, others for the planet, some for all three. 2. Why people go vegan, animal ethics. This is where it starts for many. Factory farms, cruel conditions, and mass slaughter shock people into changing their habits. Documentaries like Earthlings or Dominion have turned many meat lovers into vegans overnight. They ask, if I don't need to harm animals to survive, why would I? 3. The environmental argument. Raising animals uses massive amounts of water, land, and feed. Beef production is one of the biggest contributors to deforestation and greenhouse gas emissions. One cow equals hundreds of gallons of water. Some go vegan to shrink their ecological footprint. The health debate. Some research links plant-based diets to lower risks of heart disease, obesity, and diabetes. But it's not just plants equals healthy. You can eat Oreos and fries and still be vegan, but that's not good nutrition. Done right, a vegan diet can be powerful. Done wrong, it's just junk food without meat. 5. Criticisms and controversies. Vegans are often seen as preachy or extreme. Meat eaters get defensive. Online debates get spicy fast. Plants have feelings too. But let's be honest, no one likes being told what to eat. The truth is, the world isn't black and white, it's a buffet. 6. Is it just a trend? Maybe, but the numbers are growing. Plant-based menus are everywhere now. Fast food chains serve vegan burgers. Supermarkets stock oat milk, almond yogurt, meat-free sausages. What was once fringe is now mainstream. 7. The rise of lab-grown meat. Here's where things get wild. We can now grow real meat without animals. It's called cultured or lab-grown meat. Scientists take a few animal cells and grow them into muscle tissue in a lab. No killing, no farms, just science. And it tastes like meat, because it is meat. 8. The science of fake meat beyond meat. Impossible Burger, plant-based bacon. These aren't meat, but they're designed to taste like it. They use soy, peas, even mushrooms to recreate meat's texture and flavor, and they're improving fast. In blind tests, people sometimes can't tell the difference. 9. Could the future be meat-free? Imagine this. You walk into a restaurant, order a burger, but it was grown in a bioreactor or made from peas. No animals harmed, no planet damaged. It's not about giving up flavor, it's about upgrading how we make it. 10. So, will I stop eating meat? I told you, I love meat, but I also believe that what we eat is a personal choice. Some people care about animals, others care about taste, and thanks to science, we're starting to have more options for everyone. In the end, maybe it's not about choosing sides. It's about choosing how we want to live. Thanks for watching Zukkun Knows. Whether you're a meat lover or a plant pusher, one thing's clear. The future of food is changing. Fast. Don't forget to subscribe if you're hungry for more.